everybody. Welcome back to the Raspy Rundown.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, I know you're going to ask me, why am I dressed up again? Well,
Why are you dressed up again?
the last time I was on here, I was going to Jingle Ball, which was amazing, which I'll talk about in a second. But I am going to see Andrea Bocelli with Dad's client and wife. The wife has been trying to meet me, and it always seems to be that something happens, we can't get together. So we're going to go for dinner, and then we're going to go to Dad's suite and see Andrea Bocelli, which I believe this is like my third or fourth time seeing Andrea. Is that how you say it, Andrea Bocelli or Andrea? Because we have a cousin, Andrea.
Yeah, Andreas. Is it Andreas?
I don't know.
Well, he's
But
like a very famous, amazing guy, so we should know this.
I know. But the thing is, I almost thought it might get canceled because he canceled the other day.
Oh, it's Andrea Bocelli.
Andrea Bocelli. So the other day he was in Boston and he got up on stage or they said, we have to cancel it now. We cannot go forward with it. So, because I think something happened to his voice. So I'm taking a leap of faith by recording right now with you because I have to be in the city. I got to be off this message, this taping in like 30, 40 minutes. So, because I have to go into Manhattan again. So yeah, I'm excited. Got my little new jacket on. You like it, Alexandra?
You look so cute. I love your hair. I love that jacket. You were a
Yeah.
model yesterday at this boutique. What, you had like your own personal shopper. What was
Oh
that?
my God, I'm just crazy. So when I go to visit my friend Mary in Warwick, she lives near Warwick, New York. I of course scouted out my favorite boutique called Be Free. Shout out to Be Free. And the woman Celia is lovely. And she remembered me, and I wrote to her because I remember she said she had another store in New Jersey, in Wyckoff, New Jersey, which I've been wanting to go to for the last 2 years. My girlfriend who lives in New Jersey, Michelle Lisa, who I spoke a lot about on this podcast, was making our sign. And we will be having her on to talk about something funny from The Bachelor, which we did record it, but unfortunately Alexandra erased it. So we're going to re-record that. Save that for another time. But anyway, Michelle lives in New Jersey and she is probably moving. Boo-hoo. I love her. I've been friends with her forever since the girls were 4 and now they're 22. She is moving to Florida. She does have a place in New Jersey, but she's moving, pretty much to Florida next year. And so I said to her, why don't we go have a girls' day, like a Christmas lunch and dinner, and do some shopping? And so, unbeknownst to me, I wrote to Celia, the store owner, thinking she was just going to bring a couple things or just tell the people at the store in New Jersey. But then I come to find out that she's putting things aside for me left and right, like racks and racks. I had my own like personal shopper. By the time I got there, there was all this stuff. And even though I spent a ton of money, I have to say I was really good. There was a lot of things I said, not worth it. I wanted more pieces that I could longevity pieces where I could make outfits, fun pants, a lot of outerwear stuff they had. So I bought a couple of outerwear pieces, a really cute shrug. But what saved me was not only my restraint, but the second thing that saved me was my size, because I'm very petite. And actually, when I walked in, she goes, "Oh, you're even tinier than I remember." And I'm like, well, I'm thin, but I work out. I do, my training. She goes, "No, I mean, like, you're small, like your legs are short. Everything about you is tiny, that a lot of this stuff is just going to be, you can't wear it, even if it gets shorted. It's just going to be way too big falling off you. Your proportion well, but you're tiny. You're much smaller than I remember," she said. So I said, okay, well, I guess that'll be good for the savings and the wallet. So I said, not for my closet, but for the wallet. So I actually ended up with a bunch of pieces, really fun. Originally, I was going to have your father get me a couple surprises for Christmas. I told him, forget the surprise, forget the activities. And I mean this, Alexandra, I'm not making this up. I spent quite a bunch of money that I said, for the money you were going to buy me for the private yoga and a couple Pilates, that's going to add up to like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Let's just save that, because I spent with her. And, we do a lot of fun things. We go to see you. We do things in the area. We do things in New York City. So I'm just like, whatever. I enjoyed the closet. I enjoy, getting new things. I definitely have to get rid of some old things, but it was a fun day. And the girl that works for her in that place, I guess in both stores, she said, "Do you mind if I take some photos of you and record you?" And I said, "Oh, I get to be a model for a day." So, I mean, they didn't do a lot. I think they were just trying to get a couple of outfits, but I will say I was a little let down because when I went back to watch it, I don't know if you watched it yet, Alexandra, the one comment was, "Oh, that's nice," meaning like what I'm wearing, "but I love your pants," meaning her pants. So like in it, she was pretending to fix me and fix like the length of it. And you could see she had these really fun shrinky pants that were like very glittery, which I ended up getting more in a dress pant. Hers were a cargo. So some client of hers or some follower watched it and said they loved her look. Didn't even comment on my look. So I said, all right, well, there goes my modeling career. But it was fun. It was fun. And we had a really great time. And you know how the universe works. And we always talk about the weird connections and the great things that I bring. And I always feel like I bring people together, right? Well, guess what? I told Celia about Michelle being an artist. And it turns out Michelle is probably going to do some work for their store. And it turned out that the girl that was photographing me knows somebody that Michelle Lisa knows. Like they have something in common, some store owner. Really random, really random. Michelle's from a different part of Jersey. But anyway, that was really fun. So I got Michelle connected to them, to their store, and they're going to follow up with her.
Well, you look so cute. I'm looking at it, but I do really want her pants. I like your pants too, but I want her pants. Can I buy those? Are they really expensive?
She said they would be too big for me. So they'll probably be big to you. She goes, I would not even go there, Debbie.
I like to get things taken in. I'm headed to the tailor after this with like 20 items. Like he has to fix my
20 items. Oh
no,
my
like
God.
I have a bunch though, but not 20. But
well, I love how you wear baggy stuff and then you look great in it. I love to do that. I tried on a pair of pants that she absolutely had that were beautiful. Some of her stuff is very expensive. I won't lie. And I did overspend for like 2 or 3 items, but they were classic pieces. So one of them was a very expensive blazer, but it's a classic piece. It's a silver gray with the really cool arms. You see these
velvet?
arms?
I think I just saw it.
Well, this is velvet, but the one I bought is a gray. I think it might be in the video. I think you saw it. And it's classic. I'm going to have that forever. I'd rather spend more money on that than a fancy shirt, because that's outerwear that I can wear over stuff. Do you know what I mean? There was a beautiful shirt I bought that was less price point than another one that was very, very fancy. I only, of the two, I bought one fancy and one every day, but I could dress up because I felt like the other one that was fancy, I'm only going to wear once in a while. And I rather save the money and put it towards something like a jacket. You know what I mean? So everything I got, was really good. It made sense. And especially like, when I come out to see you, I like, if you get cold, I got like little layers and stuff like that. So that was really, really fun. I will say that I'm going to wear it tonight. I'm going to a really fun Korean restaurant. So I'm going to wear this in the box. When you go to the box, people don't really see you because it's dark, but I figure I'm going to a nice restaurant first. We're not eating in the box today. And so that's where I'm at. That was really fun. Yesterday. Going forward, I don't know if she'll ever photograph me again. She did photograph me once when I modeled a dress of hers. So she's a lot of fun. So if anybody ever sees a store, they might even come to Westport. I'm trying to encourage her to open one in Westport because that's what she originally thought. So moving forward, what else do you have for me, Alexandra? What's the next topic you want to talk about? That would be good for today's little eclectic podcast. You want to hear about my Jingle Ball experience and how I saw Suzanne? So yeah, the Jingle Ball was a blast. It was so much fun. I got to see Suzanne, Teresa, the one that won The Bachelor, her niece, and we had so much fun. I picked her brain about Teresa. The one thing I will say is she did ask, and they're not sure that we can grant an interview because now Teresa, this is her aunt, and she talked to her aunt's daughter, so her first cousin. Suzanne talked to the first cousin, and she said, my mom can't do anything right now because she's got, commitments where she had to sign non-disclosure to all these other high people outlets. And even though I would love to think that our podcast is popular and up there with the numbers, obviously we can't compete right now with Kelly and with, like she's going on the Ryan Seacrest New Year's Eve special. So as of now, we're not going to get Teresa, but she did have a good idea that down the road, perhaps we can interview her daughter and Teresa, their mother-daughter connection, because we know we want to have one of our episodes being the mother-daughter connection. And we know at least 5 families that we want to get on here. So I think when the time is right, we'll do that. So that was a lot of fun. The singing was incredible. I'd never seen Olivia Rodrigo. That was a blast. A lot of fun. I saw First Republic, which I didn't know they wrote a ton of songs for like Taylor Swift, and for like, I think, was it Beyonce?
Oh, I didn't
or
know that either. I had no idea they
a
wrote a bunch
lot
of
of
songs for
songs.
other
And
artists.
of course, I got to see my idol Cher. She was amazing. She gives
And
so
my
much.
idol, Jelly Roll.
Oh my God, he was amazing.
He's great.
Amazing. I did some silly things like taping, but I couldn't get the good lighting. And then Dad was like, "You gotta step back. My clients are going to be annoyed." I said, "Well, I got to get the footage for my podcast." So we just put some funny things up. What else? Who else did I see? There were so many great singers.
Oh, Andy Cohen introduced Cher, which was really funny.
Yep, that was funny because you got to see him a few weeks ago. And I can't remember. There was just so many great. It was a great night. It was really
That's so fun. What was the food like in the box?
It was the sushi, which I'll be honest, I sound like so over the top spoiled, but I'm so excited not to eat dinner there tonight. I'm going to my favorite Korean barbecue place, high end, with a beautiful elevator. It looks like a regular store front, and then you take an elevator and you go up. I'm getting there probably 6:30, and we're only gonna have like an hour and 15 minutes to eat.
I love Korean barbecue. That's
Oh my
gonna
God,
be
this
so
is
good.
like amazing. We're not doing the prefix. We're gonna all get our own.
Nice.
So I'm excited. I'm really excited. So little worried about my dog. He's under the weather right now, our dog.
We love JoJo.
Love Jojo. So I'm going to the vet tomorrow. I hope everyone please, say a prayer. I don't know. He just seems very under the weather. He is 16 and a half and he's just not eating today, but he wants the pretzels. He will eat the pretzels. I think he's getting tired of his food. And I know we're all allowed to have bad days, but I will say, and I know I'm going off on a little tangent, but this is me being real. I feel that whenever Jojo has gotten like been a little off, I get extremely worried because of his age. It's not the normal worry that, oh, he's just under the weather and we'll fix it. I always think, oh my God, what is this now? What's going on now? Can we fix it? So luckily I have an appointment anyway tomorrow to recheck his high blood pressure. And I'm going to talk to them about the food and everything, because he's also not wanting to take all his pills. So I was a little distracted. That's why I was late getting on here. But other than that, everything else is good. Your sister's coming home tomorrow. Can't wait. She's coming home from Rome, and I got Evan. Just picked Evan up today, so he's upstairs dog sitting. He's in his jammies. Do you want to know something? I picked him up from the airport. He was wearing his pajamas. He was literally wearing his pajamas, Alexandra.
And he's still wearing them right now?
Yep, he showered and he's back in his pajamas.
Wow, one pair only.
He was like, reminded me of like Hugh Hefner without the ladies.
Yeah, well, we got him for Christmas some men's grooming kit, maybe we got some ball spray. We got him some.
Tell everybody what it's called, ballsy. I opened it up. It's so funny because Evan doesn't listen to our podcast, so we can say whatever the hell we want on this podcast.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers what this is.
Well, what do you think when you opened it up? You opened it up.
So it was like everything for the balls. Why don't they call it like penis? I shouldn't say that, but the P word, cleanser or something. I think everything's revolved around the down below area.
Yeah, it's supposed to be funny.
Also underarms. It's for the balls. It's for the underarms.
It's for everything, but there is something that's like literally like a nutsack spray, and that should be for his
private parts. I opened it up. It says ballsy, so that's why
that's the company name.
Oh my God! So, but then if it's called ballsy, is everything centered around the balls?
No, they have so many different things, but it started that way, so that's probably why it was called.
Oh, it started in the ball area. Okay.
Yeah, and then they expanded. Obviously, now they're a huge company. Guys love it, and it smells amazing. Apparently, but also. Did it come with a cute Santa thing? Did it say this, or was that only on the website?
Yes, on the outside it says Santa's sack or ball sack or something on this.
Yeah, it said like this is what you got from Santa's sack this year or something. Get it like
gosh,
sack over. Yeah, it's funny. And then we got a wallet, a really nice wallet that you can like flip out. It's kind of supposed to be like dude-like and cool, and like you just like swipe it up and all the things come out, but. All the other shops are like so delayed with shipping. Only his gifts have gone in and like Olivia's gifts. But the things that I really cared about, like your gifts and Dad's, like, I don't know if I've been scammed or what, but it's going to take some time.
Oh, I hope not. Well, it's funny. I'll tell you one more thing about this gift thing. So all of a sudden I got this Snoopy in the mail and it was like this cute Snoopy with a raincoat. I'm like, who the hell got a Snoopy? And you were like, oh, maybe Evan got a stuffed animal. Like, oh, Evan's in college. Evan would not get a stuffed animal. So I finally broke down and asked Evan, I got some weird Snoopy, like a little baby Snoopy addressed to you. He goes, oh, that's for my friend. It's his birthday, turning 20. I'm like, you're joking. No, it's a trend. It's a new thing. I'm like, what is this trend? Like, have you heard of this? I was like,
maybe
you being younger, the younger generation. He said it's a thing. Like, like how the video games go back to like they advance and then they go back to the Pokemon and whatever. This is a new
I
thing
know.
with
I
this.
kind of find like it's like I almost do know what he's talking about. It's like in the back of my head, something funny like this, where it definitely is like you just like prank your friends with some gifts that are like outrageous and stupid. So maybe it's something like that, or maybe it's an inside joke. It's obviously hilarious. And
I mean, I'm like, okay, I
what
guess he's
friend?
Alexandra beats me. I haven't met one friend of his yet. I told him, Evan, I'm coming to visit you in the winter. I want to meet your friends. I want to meet. I mean, he's got so many friends. Last night he was watching some cartoon with his friends. I said, what are you watching? He said, you wouldn't know this movie. And then driving him home from the airport, you learn a lot. He told me it was a cartoon. Never heard of it. He was right. You guys are watching a cartoon? I
Well,
don't know if
there's like adult cartoons,
that's
obviously.
what I said, but he kind of corrected. It's not really I don't know. It was
Okay.
really
Well, anywho, so
anyway.
that's
So
fun.
moving on, let's update people since the. We talked about the Kathy
Yes.
Hilton. Let's talk about the next party you just went to. The next
Yes.
venue you just did. Tell the viewers and the
So
coincidence.
yeah, I just did the American Ballet Theater, which was their annual holiday benefit to raise money for dance classes and education. And I did the red carpet for it. And I was like all gung ho to buy. I already knew for the ballet, I wanted a long dress and I wanted something to be classy and elegant. But it's hard when I'm so tiny to find a long dress in that amount of time and not have to get it tailored. So I ordered some stuff online, but then I also went to the mall. And I went to a few like basic stores at first, and it was kind of just like trashy, not trashy, but cheap material and, you know, not really ballet style. So then you told me like go to White House Black Market. And I'm like, no, mom, like I'm not going there. Even though I love White House Black Market,
Yeah.
I've gotten so many good business attire, but I was thinking more like sexier and like more fancy. And then I realized, wait a minute, I do think Black House Market has a lot of elevated looks, like not just business, like
Right. It's
and
changed a
it's
lot.
changed a lot.
Not so tailored all the time now. It's got more of the flowy.
Variety, but still,
Yeah.
like it's like that jacket you're wearing would be found there. They have such
Yeah.
nice elevated
Oh, I know.
pieces. So I
Yeah.
went in, and what I love about White House is that they literally style you. Like you tell them, and they pull you all these pieces. They
That's
put you a
great.
matching necklace, a shirt that goes underneath. So I ended up leaving with not one outfit, but like four. And I
Right.
got this beautiful long dress for the ballet with a fur coat. And then I also got a really cool pantsuit that has like diamonds down the side. That's so Shania Twain and a
I
couple
love
other
it.
things. But it was such a great experience with them there. And then so I got to do the ballet, and I interviewed Jane Seymour, who was a Bond girl,
Okay.
Dr. Quinn medicine woman.
She
And
was
then
a Bond girl.
yeah, she was in the James Bond movie. She may have not been
I did not know that.
yeah, my fitness instructor, my friend Mike, who runs my boot camp, was like he remembered her from one of the Bond movies.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't know that.
so fun. And then also a bunch of people I interviewed, but I got to interview your idol. So right before, literally,
Oh,
I
this
got the sheet.
everybody got to interrupt you. This story, it just keeps getting better and better. You're going to update the viewers. We did not know you were interviewing her. Tell the viewers what you did, because this was my proud moment for myself, but also how I've been wanting to meet this woman and wanting Alexandra to meet. So tell the whole story about this behind you.
Yes. So pretty much what happened was I got the sheet of all the people who were going to be there that night, even though I had a few, like a kind of a glimpse of who was going to be there ahead of time. I didn't have the full list, and I had some names that weren't even there. So when I got there, they gave me the full list, and I saw Amanda Klutz, and I'm like, oh my God, it's finally happening, because there's been so many times we've almost met, or I've almost been somewhere she is. I was almost going to do her workout class. And then I was able to, and like, I was like, oh my God, she's gonna be here tonight. Like, I have to interview her. And I'm going to interview her.
Also,
You're in love, you're obsessed with her, you've liked her
since
forever. She's big into manifesting. And you follow her, you talk on Instagram. So you write her
and
so much.
weight room. I talked to her on weight room. Tell the
Mhm.
viewers what that
Well, I
was.
don't know what that is. That's just like,
That was a question and answer with her directly. We talked. Her and I actually saw each other. I asked my question. She answers me. We did that twice a couple years ago. And I DM her, and she always DM me back. Almost every time she will respond back.
yeah, this is very strange. But anyways, so I interviewed her, and she came up, and she was so nice to me, and we had such a lovely chat, and I knew a lot about her just through you and through following her. And then she said afterwards, like, oh my gosh, you look so cute. What's your name? And then I was like, Alexandra, but I took that as an opportunity, since she was so nice and lovely, to ask who I was and compliment me. I was like, my mom is actually such a fan. She DMs you on Instagram. Her name is Debbie. And then we talked a little bit. She goes, let's get a photo for Debbie. So we got a photo together to send to you. And I'm like, I cannot believe I met, like, that was like, it was such a small list of guests.
You missed one important fact. When you said Debbie, she goes, what? I know a Debbie. think I know her. And she looked right at the camera and she's like, wait, I know her. Like it wasn't, she was making it up. She remembers me. She knows my name.
Well, the thing is, you send a lot of messages. So I feel like if I had a stalker on Instagram, I would know them too.
Now, the one question I want to ask you, Alexandra, being in the social media business and being in entertainment, I have a friend that told me, you don't know if she's writing me back. It could be somebody around her. I don't believe that. I think she's writing me back.
No, it
When
could
I
be,
get,
but I think by the way I'm seeing her responses, it's probably her. But yeah, some
Yes.
people have like, but it's like a lot of people have people who manage their social media, of course. But when you're
Yeah.
like her, or I want to say, Madison's aunt Heidi D'Amelio, she messaged Madison,
Right.
oh, I just saw Alex the other night. Like, those are people use their own Instagram. So I'm
Right.
sure it's her because, she's giving you like literally just one word answers or answers that are there that are just personal. So it's obviously her.
And then
didn't she say
also,
she was so, you told her like, oh, Alexandra said you met. It was
said,
obviously her.
yeah, she wrote to me and said she was so lovely. Your daughter is so wonderful. She's so
Yeah,
lovely.
it's obviously her. She
I
met
don't
me.
think yeah.
There's not a bot doing that. I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah. So that was an incredible, that to me was the best moment of the night. What about for you? What was the best thing for you that
Well,
night?
did you watch the interview? How did you think
I
it
did.
was?
Oh, I thought you were fabulous.
It was
I
really
thought you were fabulous. You mean with Amanda?
Mhm.
Amazing. I saw your other one with that Leslie, that other woman that was in Cinderella.
Leslie Ann Warren. She was Cinderella.
She's very, very famous. I know her so well. And that was not an easy interview.
Yeah.
I could tell from your interaction with her. She was very more, monotone, right? And not
Mhm.
like animated. Like Amanda Klutz is just so lovely and so much like she is on TV. I thought every interview that you sent me so far, and you haven't posted everything, was incredible. I just was curious if you got to go inside or if it was cut off at that point and you didn't go inside, but you just focused on the interviews that night.
Yeah, we just focused on the interviews. I think I could have gone inside if I pressed a little harder, but I didn't want to push it. But they were just all mingling. Kathy Hilton was there again, sudden, and like they did a huge performance, and everyone was just kind of hanging out. But we decided to go up down to the pool of the Beverly Hilton and have a drink. My cameraman and I, my friend Brandon, and then we decided, yeah, like we could have probably gone in. Like it seemed like but it was just a lot going on, and I just was like, I'm hot. Let's go get a drink. Like it was lots of bright lights and stuff like that.
Opposite of Kathy Hilton's, where you were freezing, you were so cold with the snow and everything.
Right.
I was so impressed, Alexandra, how you transformed your look, a different look and a different line of questions. Like I actually would not know that you were not a ballet person. The way you came across, the way you were asking all your questions, I was very highly impressed. And I'm not just saying this. All my friends were like, you're such a natural. You're so good. Like it just resonates from you, and just such good things on the horizon for you and hopefully for our podcast. But
yeah, and we decided on my hair because of you. Like I wanted like a nice updo, half up, half down. And then you sent me all these photos, and then we worked with the hairdresser from there, and it came up so perfect.
Perfect. It was so serene and so beautiful. I mean, your shoes, I want you to send me a photo when we get off the air of those shoes. So I might want to buy those because I need a pair of black heels that are open. And I'm just looking for something that's not so over the top expensive, but that's comfortable and looks good. So
yeah,
definitely need to ask you about those. I think they're Steve Madden's or something, your shoes.
Yeah, they are. So I'll send you them after.
And yeah, because I've been trying to get a pair, just an open pair that's not with the chunk. Because I have the one with the chunk. I wanted one that was thin. So yeah, that was incredible. And I'm hopefully going to see you on more red carpets. Who else did you interview that night? Did you interview any board members or no board members at all?
Sutton was a board member from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay. I can send you that. Okay. Did you catch up? Are you caught up on the episodes?
No, I'm a little behind. I'll tell you the truth.
How behind are you?
I think I'm on episode 6. I'll be honest. I'm on episode 6. I'm halfway through 6. So what do I need? 7 and 8? I think I need 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Halfway through 6. So I think I need 7 and 8.
Well, also I recorded Vanderpump Rules for you, so you better watch that this weekend.
Oh yeah. I'll watch on the train. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, I have all this homework, everybody. This is not easy. Not easy. Evan needs me to take him suit shopping and overcoat shopping. And I'm like, do I do the podcast or do we do this? So I got to figure out when I'm going to do this. And I'm trying to jump on things while the weather's still good. It's cold, but it's dry, But anyway, so I'm really proud of you. I just wanted to tell you, kudos to you. That was great. Moving on, we had some sad news, right? With Ryan O'Neal. I loved him and Farrah Fawcett together. And I didn't realize that he had had leukemia and that he had had, a history of not being healthy, unwell with the cancer. So I guess he survived many years past when he was first diagnosed. Unfortunately, I think he succumbed to it. Wasn't 100% sure if he succumbed to this, or if it was something else that was secondary to the cancer. But I know him and his daughter had had a tumultuous relationship for many years, and then they reunited, and it's just so sad. He has 3 kids. I know he had Redmond, I think, with Farrah Fawcett, and then he had the other 2 kids with his first wife. They never married, him and Farrah Fawcett, which I didn't realize, even though they had a son. And that was one of his biggest regrets, never getting married, he said to her. It was his love. And she died very young, of cancer. So that was really sad. I felt that hit me hard, like an icon, just like Suzanne Summers. Like, when you lose somebody that is really in the eye, it resonates and it really hits home. I have a friend that always says, well, why does that bother you so much? You don't know them. But these people you grow up with, and you get used to them being in your, on your television screen and in the news. And so when someone passes like that, it's almost like a family member, even though it's not. It's crazy. I get very sad. I have empathy for the families. And it is what it is. It's very, very sad. So
yeah, it's very sad. I loved the movie Paper Moon. And it was actually Tatum O'Neal was the daughter in that. And he played her dad in the movie, or a guy in a movie, and they became like a team. And it was her dad. And I thought he was such an icon. It is just sad. I just feel like we've spoken about this a lot, but it's kind of like these people are iconic. You've grown up with them. And they have been in your homes through your television screen. And when they die, it just feels like another part of old Hollywood has died. And so it's sad.
I'm surprised that you watched that. That's a really old movie. I haven't seen that for years. The Paper Moon.
Yes, I watched that like last year, actually. It was so good.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember what it was about. I saw it many years ago when I was in high school. Do you remember what it was about?
Yeah, it's about this guy who is kind of like a con artist. He's a good-looking guy. He goes on the road, and then he meets a little girl. I think she's orphaned, or like he dated her mom, I think maybe. And so they become kind of like bandits together, and they like commit crimes, and he almost gets arrested because he's like an outlaw, and it's like in the west, and they're like doing all these things and robbing, and he's kind of making her his little prodigy. He's using her because she looks like a innocent, sweet girl. Yeah. It's just really cute. They're like a team.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I know Tatum feels terrible because she's happy that they reunited and got their family back on track. I wonder how his son's doing. I know his son had a lot of, Redmond had some drug addiction issues for years and in and out of jail, but that was a sad note. The other sad note was Allison Hocker. She just would have been her 10-year anniversary. If you remember, Twitch had committed suicide last year, and it's been a year, right before their anniversary, or I think he died right before their 9th.
Oh no, right after. I think she had
right after. Yes. Right. So I haven't looked. Did she make mention? Has it been a year now?
Yeah.
Been a year.
This is so sad.
So
very
sad.
I just feel like, it's crazy because she's now hosting So You Think You Can Dance.
That's right.
It's sweet, but also I know she was on that show. So was Twitch. That's how they met. But it must be kind of bittersweet to go back to that because he died. It's just sad.
It's so sad. And she, she has young children. Is
she dating again?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure she'll find love again. She's so positive. Yeah, it's just, I don't think she's dating anyone. I think she will. I think she'll find love again. I think right now she's just focusing on her children and her career. So I give her a lot of credit. I think she's a beautiful person. She's got so much to give. Kind of reminds me of Amanda Kloots, just shocking, taken away. Although Amanda Kloots, it's sad because she only has one baby. I have a feeling Amanda Kloots one day will probably have another baby. I do have that feeling. She's just so amazing. So yeah, so that was good. And then the other thing is, we wanted to ask you about what was the lineup for what you wanted me to watch going forward? You said you want me to watch
Beverly Hills. And Vanderpump Rules.
But there was something else that you interviewed those stars Selling
Sunset. Yeah, you should watch Selling the
right?
OC. Yeah, Selling the OC. There's only 3 seasons. I don't have much faith in you though. You can't even get to the second season of Beverly Hills.
You gotta send me the list.
It's on Netflix, but
my gosh, did you hear Pretty Little Liars is coming back? I
No,
never even,
it's been back. First of all, it's been back as a reboot, completely new cast.
what?
And yeah, there's an HBO show. It's Pretty Little Liars, but it's with Bailey Madison, who I love. It's like a younger generation, and it's been back. This is their second season is coming back.
Wait, I'm talking about with Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, that's Big Little Lies.
Big Little Lies. Isn't that coming back?
I don't know about that. Is it?
I thought I saw that.
That would be
Oh,
cool.
I'm getting these all confused.
Yeah, but
All
there is
confused.
doesn't even matter. But that would be cool. I was gonna say too, Hilary Duff is pregnant, and that makes me so happy because I
Why?
love her. I just think she was one of the Disney kids who came out on the right side.
You're absolutely
She's
right.
never had, any of those Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears moments, Demi Lovato. I think she just always has been a pretty good girl.
Amanda Bynes.
Amanda
who you
Bynes.
saw?
Yes.
Oh my God, didn't you see her?
She
Amanda
said she
Bynes?
got eye surgery. I did see her on a hike in
Right.
Brighton.
And
Yeah.
she's got a new podcast or something?
Everyone has a
Oh
podcast.
gosh, I think that podcast, if it was true, is so fun. The Murders in the Building, how they had the podcast, that's fun.
That's fun.
I
I can't
mean-
wait. They're already filming season
I know. So yeah, I'm really excited for Hilary Duff. I'll tell you, that brings me into my next thought. Hilary Duff is one of the old, the old school thing, people that you and Olivia grew up with. And I was aware, and I thought it was so cute and so innocent. And she's gone on to do amazing things. One of my favorite all-time modern shows is Younger. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
love her in Younger, right?
Me too.
And so that was one of my thoughts about old Hollywood. I know when you say old Hollywood, you don't mean like old Hollywood, like 1940. You just kind of mean,
No, I do. I mean,
Do
like
you?
1940 and 1950.
oh, I thought you meant more like my era, like the 60s, 70s.
No,
which
I
is
mean like
so
old school
old.
Hollywood, but like still like the 70s and the 80s. I don't consider that like the old school Hollywood, but I do like know the shows from the 80s and I consider that Hollywood still. But when I think
Yes.
old school, I think of like 40s, 50s, but I still think of your time as like amazing Hollywood. I don't know what I would call it though.
Yeah. And I feel like, I was thinking about and reflecting on this. And when I think about shows that I grew up with that I love, like I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, Love Boat, The Waltons, Love American Style,
Gilligan's Island, Leave It to
Gilligan's
Beaver.
Island. Yeah, Gilligan's Island, Leave It to Beaver. So many wonderful shows that were so innocent and so wonderful. And you guys had a touch of that, but then I feel like everything's kind of transitioned into more harder kinds of shows. And I feel bad for the younger generation. I really do. I feel it got lost in the last several years. You guys were able to pull through some great ones like the Hilary Duff or the
Right, like the
iCarly.
early 2000s, I feel like there were so many amazing ones, and now it only almost feels like they're just doing so many reboots almost
Yeah.
that aren't even like the original and aren't as good as the original. And it's just like Charmed, by Beverly Hills 90210. Like you can't recapture that magic. And I feel like some of my favorite shows are still from your generation. I don't know if I could even get on the bandwagon to love a show as much as one of those shows nowadays. I just watch to watch, and I think reality TV is soaring and flying. But that's something we should definitely dive into more on our next episode. Kind of like, let's like go through and talk about the differences of old
Yes.
Hollywood to now. And I'd love to kind of see if we can find some shows and talk about like behind the scenes moments from like Bewitched or I Dream of Jeannie, any fun things like that.
That would be great. Yeah. Because there's just such a boatload of fun shows that I would love for your kids, for my grandchildren down the road to be
Yeah.
able to enjoy and see it through their eyes. So thanks everybody. And I'll let you guys know next week how Andrea Bocelli was.
Yes, thank you for just a little raspy catch up this week. We'll see you next time.
And next time, I don't know, maybe film before you get here or we'll film when you're here.
Ooh, options.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.